Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, please make sure you go ahead, slap that like button because it helps support the channel. Also, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss an upcoming video. This is super juicy, super new, but very also important to the varietyness of my channel. I'm very nostalgic when it comes to all of the media that I was raised on that made me become a YouTuber, made me write certain songs and become a certain person. I feel very much inspired from the things that I watched growing up, and I want to just pay tribute. But first and foremost, please make sure you slap that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because I do not have a post schedule. I only post when I feel cute. So the only way to not miss a video is to be here is to hit the notification bell so that you're here. So we are going to get started with some of my favorite nostalgic reality shows that you may or may not have forgotten about. A lot of these have a special place in my heart, so please be wary of the comments that we leave about certain celebrities and television shows, because you never know what might inspire someone else and give them life. Might be something that takes energy from you and makes you not feel so cute, but you can keep that to yourself and always remember it's okay to be inspired by the content that inspires you. Because I feel like a lot of the times I tell people, like, you know, Jessica Simpson is an idol of mine, Kim Kardashian's an idol of mine, Pamela Anderson, and people like give me like an eye roll. Like, it's not okay to idolize the people of this like messy 2000s era, but I love this messy 2000s era and I love the energy it brought me and the inspiration it brought me. So just let me do that and then you do you. So we're gonna get started with the first show, and that is, like, I don't even really need to introduce it, but I really do because a lot of people, I feel like, haven't seen it, and that would be the Britney and Kevin Chaotic. And this is something that I watched like years ago, but not as far back as you would think. Like, I knew the show. I knew the show existed, and I remember it came on UPN back in the day. And that's the thing with a lot of these shows, like, I actually watched them more so recently through like YouTube research just to like really see them, because back in the day, television was very much like when you caught the episode, you caught the episode. And if you missed the episode, you missed the episode. And this Britney Spears and Kevin show, Chaotic, which went over and documented their engagement to each other and just being together in general, filming home movies together before the birth and pregnancy of their first child. Just lots of juicy, chaotic energy between the two lovers. And we all know that Britney Spears essentially, his life changed after the falling out and divorce from Kevin Federline. So this documentary style reality show always has a special place in my heart because Britney Spears is one of my #1 idols in the universe, and I do feel like this was the last straw for her in terms of love and having her heart broken. And you can kind of see her literally from the beginning of the episode and then as the season continues, her falling in this dark relationship, and you kind of wish you could save her. And I'm glad I got to see it more so recently on YouTube rather than when I was younger, because I probably wouldn't understand it. I put over, oh, Britney's on a reality show, that's great, and like cheering all over the place. But actually watching it now as a person who's been in and out of love and through destructive behavior and toxic relationships, like to watch it now or when I saw it a couple years ago, it changed my life. And I just thought it was such an eye-opening way to look at her and the way that she loves and the way that she chooses to feel about the people that she's with. You can see a lot of genuine emotion in that reality show, and that is actually like a great point that all these reality shows that I kind of have on this list, like, this is what it gives us. It gives us this personal insight into these celebrities. And I think that that was something really strong and amazing to me back then, because there wasn't Instagram, there wasn't Facebook, you know what I mean? There wasn't YouTube as much. So people weren't chronicalizing their lives online like they are today. So the only insight that I saw on the celebrities that I looked up to were these reality shows, you know, like Cribs and the chaotic Britney and Caroline and Newlyweds and stuff, which we'll get to. This was the only way that I could really get to know like the personalities of these stars that I love so much. So this show meant so much to me, and I'm so glad I got to see it, like I said, more so recently, because I really got to understand it. And if anyone's a Britney fan, this show was taped around the time of the Onyx Hotel tour. So it's very like sexy. It's her falling in love. It's her slowly deciding in her mind that she wants to stop this pop star life and raise a family and be married. And of course, he jumps right on that, being toxic as hell and wanting to drag her down. And you can just like kind of see the wheels turning in his mind as far as like everything that he's thinking and everything that he wants to do. Like you can see that all in the show, and I just think it's so juicy. But I love that. Make sure you guys check out that show if you have not seen it yet. I'm sure the episodes are somewhere around YouTube on out in these streets. The next one I have is Newlyweds with Nick and Jessica. Another amazing show that like I already was obsessed with pop music and obsessed with all my blondes and all my Britney and my Jessica and my Hillary. Like those are my girls. But then we got this show and we got that inside look at who Jessica was, and it gave us those infamous scenes and lines like the chicken of the sea and all of that. And we really got to, you know, laugh with her on a different personal level and see her and Nick's relationship kind of play out on camera, which was so exciting, so iconic, and it hasn't been done like that before. Like there are all types of reality shows popping out left and right, but I think it takes a certain type of vulnerability to become married and then literally have cameras right there. Now, to say that maybe that was the destructive side of why they didn't make it. Maybe that's part of it, because this wasn't something people were used to back then. So this very well could have been the thing that that took them down. But on the flip side, this made Jessica Simpson so famous, so over the top, a huge part of pop culture, that even our girl Ashley Simpson, her sister, began to do music and also got her reality show, the Ashley Simpson Show. And I watched it, and it's so funny because I'm not like, you know, right now I'm not like a huge Ashley Simpson fan, but it really goes to show like that I saw that show be what it was on because I was so roped into pop culture and what was out and what was popping, and the Simpsons were it at the time. And I saw that whole show. I watched Newlyweds and I watched the whole Ashley Simpson show, and I remember it didn't last long, but the episodes I did see I was like fully connected with, and I was watching her music and her music video. So it was just a very special, juicy time to be alive. And so this brings me to the queen of all these shows in a way, which is The Simple Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Absolutely iconic. I mean, people still talk about this show to this day. Out of all the shows listed here, this is probably the one that's #1 requested for a reboot, but I don't know if it's gonna happen because Paris herself is so busy right now. But we can hope and dream that we would get that. I would love to see a more highly glamorized version of 2022 Paris literally shoveling manure and stuff like that in another state. That would be amazing. I feel like she was like half of the status that she is today, so I feel like it would be even more exciting to see her get all roughed up in the dirt, you know what I mean, like some of the things that they had to do while they were working on The Simple Life. I just feel like it's been quite enough years. Well, that would be the perfect reboot. Another one of my favorites on my list here is The Osbournes, and I generally just love this show, not only for what it did for pop culture, but for reality television. And again, just opening up that vulnerable door, like letting them into your home. Like I always thought that was so special, and that's what kept me watching The Osbournes, is thinking like, wow, this is a rock legend and the rock legend's family, like, and the cameras are just in the house. And remember, this was before Keeping Up with the Kardashians and everything. So I was just gagged, like, and I didn't really know who Ozzy Osbourne was. And I think that's another awesome thing, that he opened up and got a whole new slew of fans by this reality television show, and everyone kind of got careers out of it. With Kelly and Sharon got a talk show, and Kelly started doing music, and I truly became like a fan of the family because you're in the house watching them live their day-to-day life, and it just felt so special, and it was so new, and it was so fresh. And even today, like it's something that's more crafted now and more produced. So I feel like this show and that season in particular, it was so fresh and it was so new that that's the most real that we're gonna get from reality television is the Osbournes, because of the fact that it's so long ago and they really didn't know how to hyper produce shows like they do today. So it gives us that more like up close and personal real effect. And I was obsessed with it. Again, to this day, still something I research on YouTube, and I watch episodes when I can find them here and there. All these shows, I have nostalgia nights where I just want to watch old school MTV and I just have myself a ball. And last but not least, and if you guys love this video, make sure you give that thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite show and what you also want to see in a part 2 or 3 coming up, because I have tons of other shows I want to review and talk about, and I have a really long list, but I just wanted to get a couple on here for part 1 to get this going. So if you want to see a part 2 and hear more about reality shows that you are obsessed with, let me know in the comments below. But last but not least is Punk'd, which again gives you that crazy up close look at a celebrity, but this took a whole twist and a turn where we got to see a celebrity go out of whack. Like, we got to see how they would react to certain situations that you never thought we would see. It gave you that hidden camera view of your favorite celebrities going through traumatic moments. And my favorite probably will always be the one with Beyonce and the Christmas tree with the Christmas kids, where they had actually pretend like she went up to light the tree and put the star on, and they robotically knocked the Christmas tree over and had her think that she knocked over the tree on Christmas Eve in front of all these kids. And it is the funniest video. It's like, it's sad because like when you really love celebrities, like, you don't want to see them go through distress, but at the same time, like, this is the only time you're going to be able to see them kind of react in this way and be like this on camera. And it's always so funny how Ashton Kutcher comes out right at that exact moment where they're about to either like blow up or go crazy or cry, and he comes running out, like stopping the cameras. Like, it's just like classic television. If you have not checked out an episode of Punk'd, you absolutely have to. That's another one they should revive and rebirth and bring back to us, because there are definitely a lot of, I would love to see like Megan Thee Stallion on there and like updated celebrities, just to see how they would react to things in distress. So again, let me know in the comments, guys, if any of these shows were your favorite, and if you want to see a part 2 where I discuss more shows that you are obsessed with that you might have forgotten about, and I can give you my own little cute synopsis of what I remember from it and why I loved it so much. I hope you guys love this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.